SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Your towns, your teams, your source, that's y'all sports. And the order might have been a little bit wrong on that, Brandon.
Thanks for joining us, Cliff.
It doesn't matter. I'm just contemplating, Brandon. It's something I do as I hear the y'all sports theme song and just wonder, like, man, will it ever get any better than this? I don't think it will.
I'd like to hear the artist that sang that. Was that you, Randy? Did you manipulate your voice?
That was
man of many talents.
that was actually me.
He's
Brandon.
pointing at Cliff. That's Cliff singing. Oh my word!
Yeah, you didn't know that I could hit those high notes. Wow. It is y'all sports radio, and we are on the air as we are every week from here at the SuperTalk 102.1 FM studios in downtown Brookhaven. If you're just joining on wondering who are these guys and what are they talking about, Y'all Sports is a website, it's a brand, it's a lifestyle, as Bo Bounds might say, dedicated to covering sports in Southwest Mississippi. And I'm joined, as always, by my friend and co-host, Brandon Shamatara. Brandon, last week we had Caston Thompson on and had an interview with him. He is a Brookhaven Academy alum that played at Nicholls State last year and got the bag, as the kids say, to go finish his career at Texas Tech. And I know the old football coach in you was looking at Caston last week thinking, boy, what a tight end that kid would have been.
Oh, man, it could have been special on the football field. Caston, you might have missed your call, buddy. Just, hey, Caston, good-looking kid, just great personality, joy to be around. So glad to get to catch up with him last week and learn about his journey all the way to Lubbock. So
yeah, and,
exciting things coming.
And so thinking about this time of year where we're in, where we've got some of our local athletes home for a minute with us. We had Abby Grace Richardson on. Abby Grace, after Mississippi State made the College World Series, and then Caston broke the news that he was finishing his career at Texas Tech, and we caught up with him. And our guest for today is going to be, I think, the trifecta of that success stories coming out of Lincoln County here recently. We've got Elise Duncan joining the show with us later today. Elise is a pitcher who prepped at North Pike and then later Brookhaven Academy. She was a state champ pitcher at Brookhaven Academy. And this past season, just recently, she finished her freshman season at Pearl River Community College, winning a softball national championship. And Brandon, she didn't just ride the bus. She didn't just eat the chicken, as we say. She went out there and threw a no-hitter in her first game at the national tournament.
How incredible is that? She wasn't just along for the ride. She was the ride.
That's right. That's right. We always our coaching days. I always liked old John Perry that coached at Pearl, such a successful coach, and he's coaching in Missouri, and he would talk about the chicken eaters, the guys that just got on the bus trying to get a meal and just wanted to be part of the team. You got to have those guys, but you also got to have your difference makers, and Elise has been a difference maker all throughout her career.
Hey, just a different angle, Cliff. Excuse me. So you've got the ones that just ride the bus, but then there's another saying, Cliff, the ones you make sure are on the bus. That's and right. Annalise is that lady. And so just super excited about hearing about her journey all the way to the national championship. Wow. Not many people in this community or in this state get to call themselves national champions. And so we've been fortunate enough to be along with national championship players and coaches, and just so excited to bring her on here in just a little bit.
Yeah, we're just steeping ourselves in winners because we want to be like Ricky Bobby and wake up every morning and have that excellence coming out of us. But yeah, I love that whole idea of the guys you make sure get on the bus, Brandon, because I had some friends over the years that played for Hill Denson, the legendary baseball coach that made an impact at Southern Miss and then later at Belhaven. And my buddy Andrew Haygood that I coached with, or taught with at Terry when he was coaching baseball there, and he's also a name folks around here remember. He was the head baseball coach at Lawrence County. Andrew was a pretty good pitcher at Belhaven for Hill Denson, and he was telling me about he played on a team that was really, really good at Belhaven, and he said there was a guy that could hit, but he couldn't always show up on time for the bus to leave. And he said Coach Denson never left him in Jackson. He always figured out some way to be like, hey, somebody's got to run over here and somebody's, I forgot that thing at the office. And then, the guy would eventually show up. It's a coaching thing where, you walk this line of being a disciplinarian and being a player's coach. But I always marvel at the coaches, and I've seen this, I've experienced this before. Sometimes you kick a guy off, and it's like, it reminds you of that old saying, cutting your nose off to spite your face. When you kick your best player off, you're just basically saying, okay, throw my hands up. I don't like myself right now.
Hey man, I had when I was a head football coach, I had a quarterback, and he was one of the best players in the state, not just private school, but public school too. But I'm going to tell you something. He had trouble making it to school. And he absolutely – it would be game day, and he would be sick all week, and then game day would come, and he'd show up at the time he needed to show up. I think it was 10:15. He had to get there before third period. and of course, the players, the other players and some of the parents, some of them didn't like it, but then most of them knew. No, he's got to play.
Yeah.
We're not the same team without him.
Yeah,
and so
you figure it out. Well, hey, I'm back coaching again. If you hear it in my voice, I've taken back a role coaching 7th and 8th grade boys basketball here in Brookhaven, and I kind of laughed today, Brandon. I'm raising my voice a little bit. I might be like Kirby. I might get a mic, and just use that because I'm trying to yell today, and my voice completely goes out, and I'm like, Cliff, you talk a lot now.
Yeah.
You need to maybe be like Kirby and get a mic and use that in practice. Have you seen the clips where if you go by Georgia's practice field, you can hear Kirby on a mic saying the most ridiculous stuff?
Yeah, it's great. Kirby's got the best analogies and all the coach speak and all that good stuff. And
yeah.
I wish you listeners could see Cliff right now. I was really encouraged when we were walking over to the studio. I saw the man get out, and he had his really nice black Y'all Sports shirt on. And he has his gym shorts.
That's right. I'm showing those gams off.
Great coaches tuck their T-shirts into their gym shorts.
Pull your pants up past your navel.
And the shorts have got to be above your knee. And so Cliff has accomplished that today.
Yeah.
And so I was like, bro, great job. You've been exercising. He's like, no, I've been coaching.
My calves are out, man. I've got some of the best calves in Lincoln County. I've heard that people wanted to have a calf contest one time. Me and Mike Powell
a calf contest.
To see who had the best calves. Mike Powell's got some good calves. Honed on the hills of Brookhaven Country Club. But and it was funny though today. I'm working my guys out. I'm getting to know them. Had more today.
Now tell the listeners what grade this is.
7th and 8th grade. Okay. Today had more kids today than we did yesterday. Yesterday was our first day of workouts. But I had a kid who said he was not feeling good. And he been sick, and I said okay. But when we were doing the defensive sets early on in practice, we're working on defense, and then we're doing some stuff where we're trying to be physical. We got pads, we're working in close, we're working on layups, things like that. He comes to me and says, Coach, I'm feeling kind of lightheaded, and he sit down. Then later, when we're doing like fun shooting drills, he was back out there. And I was like, man, it's fun to see, like you're saying about the quarterback, like kids are kids, man. They're always going to be like that.
He just needed a break to go get to feeling better, and then it could have been something hard, and he would have still came back.
Yeah, well, probably not. No, so it's been fun, and just a reminder to me of like, man, you just get such a great chance to make an impact with coaching, and that's kind of what led me to kind of want to get back into it. But I'm excited. We've got some fun episodes of Y'all Sports coming up, Y'all Sports Radio coming up. We're still going to talk to Coach Anna Nelson from Colin. We're going to talk volleyball soon. I'll try to get her on this week. She was working a camp. Also trying to get Wyatt Davis on. Wyatt is he's a statewide known quarterback whisperer. He's got a big event coming up on Saturday, Under the Lights. Reese Robinson from Park Lane Academy will be there. Jay Nallen from Brookhaven High will be there. I believe Charlie Herring from Franklin County will be there. And it's an event where the best quarterback prospects in the state get out and they throw in front of coaches. They do drills. They do work. And Wyatt puts that on. That'll be at Southern Miss. And tried to have him on this week, but he was a busy, busy man. So we're going to have him on soon. And just looking forward to keeping this thing rolling every Wednesday here on SuperTalk 102.1 FM. And Brookhaven wouldn't be able to do it without our awesome sponsors, Bank of Brookhaven and Toyota Brookhaven, Brandon Shamatara State Farm Insurance, Sam Ballard with Good Hope Land and Timber, and our friends at Juan Seed Store. They're more than a seed store. When you're able to listen to this thing on a podcast form after the show airs, it's thanks to our friends at Juan Seed Store. Excited to have a national champ coming up with us next on Y'all Sports Radio. That's Elise Duncan. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Juan Seed Store, your go-to spot for all your farming and agriculture needs right here in Brookhaven. Located at 636 Greenview Trail, we're much more than just a seed store. Discover our extensive selection of plated dog collars and Garmin collar systems while you're here. Don't forget to grab your feed and treats for your furry friends. Shop with us Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Juan Seed Store, where we're so much more than just a seed store.
Trust the experts at Good Hope Land and Timber, your full-service land and timber company with years of experience in forestry and land management. From land and timber purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting, our team handles it all. Our experienced logging force is trained to the highest standards under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Call Sam Ballard today at 601-669-5999. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
All right, we're back on Y'all Sports Radio. I'm Cliff Furr, the Y'all and Y'all Sports, joined by my friend and co-host Brandon Shamatara, and we've got a national champ in the building with us today, Elise Duncan, a graduate of Brookhaven Academy who most recently won a national championship pitching for the Pearl River Lady Wildcats. Elise, how does it feel to be able to introduce yourself as a national champ? You been doing that?
Yes, it feels good. I don't think it's settled in much yet. I mean, it's settled in, but it's still pretty shocking that I went in as a freshman and won a national championship.
Won a national championship, yeah. And, the work never stops. You've got softball to be played later that we're going to talk about. I know you were soliciting, looking for kids for lessons. You give any pitching lessons?
Yes, I have 11 kids that I'm giving lessons to, just pitching.
Okay.
It's been fun.
Well, Brandon is the business savant around here. Yeah. He's going to tell you need to go up on your prices.
Let me tell you right now. So you got to strike while the iron's hot. You'll never be hotter than you are right now. So charge what you want. And listen, people will pay it. They'll pay it because we're just fanatics and we're crazy parents, and we'll pay whatever it takes to help our little one get a little bit better, just like Mom and Dad did for you when you were younger, huh?
Tell me about your journey into becoming a pitcher. Who'd you work with when you were younger, growing up, to teach you to be a pitcher?
So I started with Hannah Moak, who is now Hannah Brewster, and then I went to Mr. Jimmy Rodas, and then I went back to Coach Hannah, and then I went to Coach Hannah all the way up until I moved to Pearl River, and then I was with Coach Meeks, and now I'm fixing to go back to Coach Hannah.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, because Hannah played at William Carey, great player, played at Park Lane, spent time at Enterprise early in her career, very good pitcher, and What's the thing when you're coaching, not as a player but as coaching and giving lessons? What do you like about teaching the game to these younger girls?
I like to see them grow in their confidence each week and actually understand what I explain to them, because I know when I was younger, I did not want to pitch when I was younger.
You just wanted to hit?
I was just kind of put out there.
Yeah.
I was not the sportsy person. And then I fell in love with it because I understood, like, you're part of the game the whole time, and you have such a big role in the game, and it's fun when you gain the confidence and learn each mechanic.
Yeah, and we talked about that when you were pitching at Brookhaven Academy about the kind of the game within the game and how, as a pitcher, you're like the quarterback, the ball's in your hands every single time, and so with that comes a lot of pressure as well. And when did you start pitching? At what age?
I started around 8.
Okay, so you're 8 years old. Have you ever felt pressure like you felt starting game 1 of the College World Series for Pearl River this year?
Not really. That pressure was different, but it was a fun pressure.
Yeah.
Like, I was made for that moment.
Yeah.
Like, I was ready for it.
Coach Meeks put you in that position. She looked at the bracket. Yeah, I believe y'all were playing with Johnson County. Was that your first opponent?
Yes.
Playing Johnson County, and she looks and she says, "Hey, Annalise is going to be able to out here go and get us the win." And you throw a deadgum no-hitter. What was working good for you that day in Spartanburg, South Carolina?
My rise ball was working really good, and my changeup, that game was turned on. I've struggled with changeup for I don't know how long, but changeup and rise were really good, and I was able to locate rise for a strike or strikeout pitch.
Yeah, and so you guys go on, and then you just played a magnificent national tournament, and you wind up winning the whole thing. When you started the practice during the fall of your freshman year there in Poplarville, did you think national championship was a possibility?
Yes, I absolutely did. Practicing against a team like when we did scrimmages, pitching against the scrimmage, like our hitters, I was like, we have a stacked lineup. I believe we can go out and beat anybody, and we can go win it all.
J.C. Holyfield, a very difficult out. What about that freshman from South Panola? What's her name?
Naya.
Golly, tater the ball over the fence. Really, really good hitter. Natalie Eves, another really, really good hitter. You know, I said this when you signed your letter of intent. We'll talk about William Carey here in a little bit, but when you signed with William Carey, Anna Grace Garcia signed with McNeese, your leadoff hitter signed with Southeastern. It is kind of true, right? If you're at a JUCO and you got a bunch of girls signing to play really good college softball afterwards, you should have a good season, right?
Yes.
All right, tell me about pitching for Coach Meeks. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody like Coach Meeks in that she uses, Brandon, you'll kind of get this analogy. She uses mound visits like coaches in basketball use timeouts to try to stop runs. Yeah. So if you're going to go watch Pearl River softball play, you don't put a roast in the crock pot, because there's going to be a mound visit every inning, and then also she's going to talk to batters, and she's going to try to and I think it's cool. I mean, it's a strategy I've never seen before. It feels like a lot of times though she's out there just coming out there telling you like, okay, all right, we're good, right? Like calming you down. Is that kind of her MO?
Yeah, she'll if you're say you give up a home run or something and you throw 2 balls, she'll come out and just be like, hey, we're good. We have a lead. You got this. Your stuff is working today. Nothing's hurt. And she'll just calm you down and kind of make jokes and make you laugh.
She's making the batter think about what's coming.
Yeah.
You know, put the nervousness on the one in the box there, and so that's neat.
Well, she's making the PA person also have the Jeopardy theme.
Takes the pressure off of us and puts it on the other team.
I love that. That's a great way to coach. It's something I've noticed that she does maybe more or better than anybody I've seen. Speaking of that pitching staff, Anna Grace Garcia, your battery mate there, she's going on. She got National Pitcher of the Week this week. She's going on to pitch at McNeese afterwards. Tell me about how you guys work well together. Did you learn anything from working alongside her this season? We
have different stuff, and so I'm more of a rise ball, screwball pitcher. Mm-hmm. So she's more your drop, curve, change up. She can throw change up for any count. First pitch strike, 3-0, 3-2. And that's what set us apart, because I didn't have an off speed like her. It wasn't as consistent. So if we needed off speed, she could come in behind me and close, or she could start and I could come in. We complemented each other very well.
Tell me about your plans for going to William Carey. What did you? I'm a 2-time William Carey graduate. Tell me about what it was about the Crusaders that you liked so much.
First, it was close to home. It was small, and I liked the small atmosphere. And I wanted to go 4-year, but not a big. And so it was right there, and it was small. And that was always my dream school, but I wanted to go JUCO first and then go. So when I got that opportunity, I was like, yes, I'm taking it, and this is where I'm going to go.
And Coach Wendy Hogue is just, I mean, she's top notch, right?
Absolutely.
She's one of the best softball coaches in the state. She coached at Southern Miss. She coached at Petal. She's very, very, very successful. So that probably didn't hurt as well. Yeah,
she is amazing. I'm excited to get to be coached under her.
And they do a similar thing of having, two really good pitchers at the top of their rotation, and one of their girls was a senior, so you're going to step in and be somebody that matters, right?
Yes, sir.
We talked about that when you weren't in here. Brandon and I talked about that. Brandon's been a coach. He coached football, and I've been a basketball coach, and we were talking about how sometimes on teams you have people that are just chicken eaters that just get on the bus to get a free meal, but you're not that. You're a difference maker, and you've been a difference maker for a long time. The first time that I got to see you a lot in action was when you were pitching at Brookhaven Academy. Tell me, Coach Lisa Covington's been a guest on this show before. Tell me about what you enjoyed about playing for Coach Covington.
It was fun. It was a job, but it was, you go out and have fun. We're serious, but we're not going to put so much pressure on us that we lose focus of this is a game. It's okay if you make mistakes. And I feel like that's what changed my mindset. Like, we can go out here, still be a dog, but be relaxed and do your thing. Like, you know all this stuff, so go out and just be relaxed.
Do you ever miss hitting? Because you're a very good bat, too. Like, I've seen you tater some out of the ballpark. You ever miss that?
Yes, I do miss hitting.
I think that there's a common theme here, Cliff, as we continue to have softball players and coaches on. And it's to have intensity, but also be relaxed. Like Coach Howard, that's big for her there. Like, she wants them to be loose, and the music is upbeat, and everybody's excited. Is that the secret sauce for a softball player?
I think it is. If you go out tense, I don't know what's going to happen. You got to go out relaxed.
Let me tell you what happens in football locker rooms sometimes. You'll see guys run to the bathroom and throw up because they're so nervous. They're just super anxious about what's coming. And then they get out there in the first play, and they're like, I'm good. But just all that built up, I don't know. Maybe it's you football coaches that are listening need to take some notes here.
But listen up, football coaches.
They just walk around. They're so clenched up.
It's the football coach's fault for being in there and making it seem like it's life or death.
Yeah, no, I may have used to be that way. Why are you guys jacking around? We got a big game ahead of us. As to where softball coaches are like, yeah, y'all ain't having enough fun. Turn the music up.
Play that Fetty Wap and dance around. And look, I think baseball and softball are kind of unique in that way too. Because I was actually talking to a dad recently whose son is a pitcher, and he was talking about his son's last pitching performance in a playoff game, and he said, "Man, I could see his adrenaline dumped." And he lost his legs. Yeah. And you can't let that happen, right? Because if you're out there and your legs get to shaking because you've dropped your adrenaline, next thing you know, have you ever just felt like you maxed yourself out? And that's a cool thing about softball pitching, right, is you can go out and you can get reinserted later. Have you ever had times where you've been like, hey, I need to come out and catch my breath and then go back out there?
I have, but I don't like to admit it because I want to keep on going.
Yeah.
But I have had that, and that's where you've got to switch your mindset and be like, no, like, I can do this, make it one more pitch, like, put everything into it, max effort.
On that note, so I'm not a baseball guy. I'll tell anybody I'm a fair weather Ole Miss baseball fan.
How'd they do in the College World Series?
They were there. They were there.
Okay.
And
I didn't know if you knew
so
they
ask
were
all
there.
my Mississippi State friends, what time they play.
Oh,
or my LSU friends.
We're doing whataboutism over here?
Yeah, that's right. Somebody told me, said it doesn't matter if you made it there if you didn't win a game. I was like, no, it totally matters that you made it
call
there.
That 2 in a barbecue.
But no, so I see the pitchers on the mound, and even in softball, and I never see a pitcher that wants to come out of the game. I don't know if it's like ego or like they just feel like they can come back. So when you've been in a slump on the mound and you could tell coaches thinking about bringing in some relief, what goes through your mind in that moment?
I kind of think, yes, I'm struggling, but I don't want to let the team down.
Yeah.
So I had them all on my back.
Sure.
And then, but when she comes out to like, hey, you're gonna be pulled to put in the next person, I try to be the biggest cheerleader for them.
Yeah.
And so I take the pressure for them to bring it into the dugout and tell them like, hey, you got this. This is what umpire's calling. This is how the hitters are. And try to just be their biggest cheerleader and not so much down on myself that I did bad, because it is a team and it takes everybody to win.
You ever had a moment where you're like, yeah, coach, get me out of here?
I ran that through my mind, but then I'm like, no, because I don't want to show that
you want to overcome
emotion.
it.
I don't want to show the emotions on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what sets her apart. We're talking with Elise Duncan. She's the national champ here on Y'all Sports Radio. We're going to kick it to a break here in a second. When we get back, maybe we'll talk a little bit about earlier in her career when she pitched for North Pike and then later Brookhaven Academy. And maybe we'll even hear her tell us what the favorite thing her dad, Greg, cooks. That's what I'm interested in, Brandon, as a large guy myself. So we're coming back with Elise Duncan next on Y'all Sports Radio. Stay tuned.
Good Hope Land and Timber is a full-service land and timber company that offers years of experience in forestry and land management. Our services include timber and land purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting. Our company has an experienced logging force that is trained according to the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Give Sam Ballard a call at 601-669-5999 for all your timber harvesting and land management needs.
Welcome to Juan's Seed Store, your go-to spot for all your farming and agriculture needs right here in Brookhaven. Located at 636 Greenview Trail, we're much more than just a seed store. Need boots? We've got you covered with Durango, Rocky, Muddy, and Gator Wader brands. And if you're looking for style, rock and roll denim will keep you looking sharp while you work. We also carry durable key overalls and workwear. Shop with us Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Juan Seed Store, where we're so much more than just a seed store.
All right, we're back on Y'all Sports Radio talking with Elise Duncan. She's a national champ. She's a Brookhaven Academy graduate. And most recently, she won a national championship pitching for the Pearl River Lady Wildcats at the NJCA Division II National Championship there in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We talked about Elise is going to play next year at William Carey. What's your major going to be?
That's a funny question. So I'm thinking about doing my bachelor's at William Carey, either in like health, PE, coaching, or biology, and then doing my master's in dietitian.
Okay. Your mom's an educator. You thinking maybe that's no?
I don't want to teach.
You don't want to teach?
We're going to lean towards the dietitian, and hopefully that works.
Okay. All right. The dietitian that gives coaching, pitching lessons on the side, that might not be a bad hustle. We all know as teachers, we all have to have multiple jobs. Lord, I know I've got 4 myself. So look, you're a 10th grader. You're pitching at North Pike. You guys make it to the 4A championship. Who beat you on that? Was it West Lauderdale?
West
Lauderdale. West Lauderdale beat you on in the 3-game series, I believe. And then you wind up transferring to Brookhaven Academy. And then your junior year, so you're pitching for North Pike in May. And then I'm sure you played travel ball. Who'd you play travel ball with the most growing up?
Louisiana Thunderbolts.
Okay, so hey, that's how good she is, Brandon. She's playing in Louisiana down there with all the Rebuchos and Boudreaux, and she's playing down there. And then you pick back up and you start. You got June, July. You're practicing with Brookhaven Academy, and then you guys go into the postseason and you win a state championship. Well, y'all beat Park Lane in the 3 games. No.
We lost that year.
Y'all, you lost your junior year?
Yes.
Okay, my bad. Yes, you won it the next year, your
senior year.
God, I got all this information in my head. Sometimes it gets jumbled
His
up.
His ears are smoking over there right now. His brain is just churning.
Yeah, I'm thinking, all right, yes, I was at that one. I wasn't that one. Okay, but still, even losing the championship series was grueling. It was a great series. Do you ever think back at that time, thinking like, wow, I'm tired just thinking about going into your 10th grade and just going right into your junior year pitching?
Yes, I always think back and I'm like, that's the most softball I've played within a time period of from public school to private school because it's different seasons. So I tell myself I basically played 365 days of softball.
Yeah, you did. No wonder you always had a towel on your hip there because you you were having to keep your hands dry and your head dry and all that. So so then you wind up winning though your senior year. Really fun team. You and Kinsey Covington in the circle. When you think back to that team and that moment, what are your memories?
Absolutely, together. We enjoyed each other being on the field, and we wanted to go out and do it together because I'd never won one, so I was like, I really want to win one my senior year. Let's finish strong, finish good, at the end.
That's right, yeah.
And then,
what a great way to end your story.
Most of us were all going to play. I think it was me, Annie, Bailey Parks. Several of us were going to play college, and I was like, and we can all end together here and then go our ways and even have good seasons in college too.
I did not realize until you said Annie. We're talking about Aniston Poole, who's a freshman at Copiah Lincoln Community College, and she was your teammate at Brookhaven Academy. I did not realize she is also your cousin.
She is.
Okay, so tell me about facing your cousin in the circle this year, pitching against her. Are we good? Do we have any bad blood? Do we have any?
I hit her, so
okay.
Sounds like it's going to be an interesting Dirty Santa at Christmas this year.
Yeah. We were just making eye contact after the game. We texted each other and we were like, it was so hard not to just laugh and make a joke out of it. But we were like, we both have to be serious because this is a big game for us. But it was fun. Getting to face your cousin is something I think if you have an opportunity to do it, it's fun to play with your cousin and then play against your cousin.
Yeah, I love it. I don't have any cousins that I could ever compete against. I got some cousins I'd like to race. I think I could beat them. That's how slow they are. But no, that's a cool experience.
Most of my cousins would. Most competition we do is at a buffet.
You tell me you got cousins that are always asking you for money though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they want me to buy their buffet and compete who could eat the most. Hey, so all right, now special segment here. All right, the Y'all Sports Rapid Fire Questions. Are you ready?
Brought to you by Brandon Shumatar, State Farm
There you
Insurance.
go. Good enough. Nice plug. All right, so best batter you ever faced, and don't say your cousin.
Best batter I've ever faced would probably – can it be scrimmages?
Sure.
Probably Nia Fondren.
Yeah.
She could put it over the
Cliff,
fence.
this is rapid. You don't interrupt this.
Oh, my bad,
here we go.
dog. My bad.
All right, favorite player, softball player.
Jordy Ball.
Okay. All right. So long trip to the World Series, right? How long was that bus ride?
10 hours probably.
All right. What snacks did you pack?
What snacks did I pack? Packed an Alani and goldfish.
Okay. All right. Let's see. A little tougher question here, and then we're going to end on a lighter note. All right. Biggest area of your game that you want to improve from your freshman year to sophomore year? Some of your off-speed pitches?
My off-speed pitches and the consistency of pitch to pitch. Making a strike and then the next pitch make it a ball but look like a strike.
Yeah, I like it.
More competitive for the batters.
I like it. All right, here we go. Favorite food that Dad cooks?
A steak with his crawfish sauce.
Ooh. Now
that would sound that sounds right up my alley.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'd given her more time on this, maybe could have arranged for me and you to sample. I mean, Brandon and I
I take pride in eating.
Yeah.
Right? It's something that I enjoy and I want to do well.
Yeah, my wife's actually at a work conference this week, and she's eating it. She got Northwest is putting something on, and she went and ate last night at Como Steakhouse.
Yeah.
I've never eaten there, but I've heard
that's
it's
home
one
for
of the best
me.
steaks.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, and she went and ate there, and spoiler alert, Angela doesn't eat red meat. She's kind of chicken and fish girl.
Yeah, they've got
and I was
chicken
like,
there.
and she was like, Northwest is paying for it. And I said, get a T-bone, put it in a container, bring it back to me. How hard is that? Yeah. You could do that. So.
Something interesting about Como Steakhouse, their sweet potatoes, if you order one, they put marshmallows on top.
Oh, I mean,
so I took some of these roughneck friends that I have, and pulled out a sweet potato. And he's like, who the heck puts marshmallows on a sweet potato? And I said, just put them on the side or just give them to me, and I'll eat them.
Yeah. This guy hadn't lived if he hadn't had marshmallows on a sweet potato. Well, look, at least, we like we said earlier, we had AG on and had casting on as well. And it's been just a really fun time for us at Y'all Sports to brag on the success of our student athletes. And we're going to keep watching you and keep up with you at William Carey. But tell me about the love and support you've felt from folks in Southwest Mississippi during this last month and a half.
It's been big. I've felt that they're always in my corner, especially my parents. They've made the long trips all over the world from when I first started to now, and they've always been there and been my biggest cheerleaders.
Yeah, without a doubt. Softball parents are a different breed, man. They are. If you're at a school where you don't have, your softball players don't have parents that have their back, they're willing to push them, they're willing to take them to the lessons, spend the money that it takes to do those things, then you're just not going to have nearly a successful program. And you got to play in a successful program at North Pike. You got to play one at Brookhaven Academy. You got to play one at Pearl River. And it seems like you're just going to keep that going to William Carey. Well, we're going to keep an eye on you, and we're going to keep rooting for you. And I'm telling you what, William Carey plays at that upper echelon of NAIA every year. And, Brandon, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have future NAIA national champ Elise Duncan coming back on the show again.
Going out there throwing no-hitters in the World Series, man. Come on. Hey, question for you. All right, so I think it was no secret that Colin was kind of the favorite in all of this, and then here comes Pearl River out of nowhere. How did that feel, especially being from around Lincoln County?
It felt good because we were kind of on like the down low, okay, like Pearl River, no, because everybody. But I mean, Colin's been good for several years, and then we came out and made statements in several games, and then going to the national tournament and making a statement in the first game, it was like, okay, they're legit. We have something to prove for them.
Didn't lose a game, and then beat DMAC, a Des Moines area community college, in that championship game, in a close game, in a low-scoring close game. What was your stomach feeling like in the dugout during that one?
Well, I was in the bullpen warming up, and just in case they needed me, I was right there ready. And then we were getting down to the last inning, and my coach looked at me. He was like, the assistant coach, he was like, go to the bullpen in case we need you. I said, we're winning it all. Y'all aren't going to need me right now. I got to see the excitement.
Yeah.
I'm not missing this.
They were like, what? And I was like, we're fixing to win. They were like, okay. And then we walked it off.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Memorable fashion. Like you said earlier, I think you probably hasn't even hit you a lot, but I'm sure you got a phone filled with awesome pictures, awesome memories. And so what we love about sports, man, we love sports for a variety of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is we get to see kids from Southwest Mississippi reach the mountaintop. And it's just a reminder, you're a reminder to the little girls right now. They're playing travel ball right now on the weekends that are from all around Southwest Mississippi that, hey, you can start here, you can play here, and you can be among the best in the nation. That is Elise Duncan. Elise, thank you so much for coming and joining us on Y'all Sports Radio.
Thank you.
All right, Brandon, I'll be back to wrap it up when we come back from this break next on Y'all Sports Radio.
Welcome to Juan Seed Store, your go-to spot for all your farming and agriculture needs right here in Brookhaven. Located at 636 Greenview Trail, we're much more than just a seed store. Discover our extensive selection of plated dog collars and Garmin collar systems while you're here. Don't forget to grab your feed and treats for your furry friends. Shop with us Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Juan Seed Store, where we're so much more than just a seed store.
Trust the experts at Good Hope Land and Timber, your full-service land and timber company with years of experience in forestry and land management. From land and timber purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting, our team handles it all. Our experienced logging force is trained to the highest standards under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Call Sam Ballard today at 601-669-5999. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
All right, we're back on Y'all Sports Radio. I'm Cliff Furr, the Y'all and Y'all Sports, joined by my friend and coworker, my co-host, Brandon Schulter. We are coworkers in a way, Brandon. Yeah. So we just got done talking with Elise Duncan, national championship winning pitcher for the Pearl River Community College Wildcats. And Brandon, man, I always enjoy talking to Annalise, and even when I was covering her, I was writing for the newspaper, and she was in high school. She's really smart. You just tell from the jump.
Oh, man.
She's a really good student. She thinks about what she's going to say before she gives you her answers. But talking about the game within the game, and how she wasn't necessarily a kid that when she thought she was going to play softball, but then when she softball pitchers, Brandon, they're like point guards, they're like quarterbacks. They don't just grow on trees. They've got to be developed, and they got to have something special about them. And you can see with Annalise what's special about her is she's just dang great kid that's pretty smart. You know?
And just a sweet spirit too, man. Just hanging out with her, you can tell she's just a sweetheart. And actually, does a little babysitting and also does lessons with young children. And it's kind of hard to imagine her with that killer instinct on the mound, because that's not who you're seeing whenever you're talking to her, because she's just such a sweetheart. And most of our listeners don't know, but mom and dad came in here with her and just supporting her as they always have. And you can tell, where she gets her personality from, and just kind of like I said, the sweet spirit.
Great people. She's a cerebral assassin. And I like, what she said about, her game as a pitcher was different than their other pitcher, and that made their pitching staff so dangerous there at Pearl River. Anna Grace Garcia, the staff number one that signed with McNeese, it was kind of taller. She's a little bit more of a velocity pitcher, and her style on the mound, Brandon, is what I would call twitchy. She's one of those that she looks agitated. She's shimmying her shoulders, she's moving around. She's got a little walk, a little strut she does when she goes back to pick the rosin bag up. Just completely different for a hitter than facing Annalise. And when you got that on a junior college doubleheader, you got to face one game and one the other game. It makes Brandon. Have you ever heard about Roger Clemens? Pre-game pitching, what he would do.
No.
Okay, he also, if you talk about the whole idea of pitching agitated, right? Roger Clemens is the gold standard for that.
Absolutely.
He would take Icy Hot or Tiger Balm.
Oh, even better.
And he would rub it all over the inside of his thighs.
Oh, okay.
All over the inside, every part of the inside of his thighs. And then he would put his sliding shorts on, he'd pull them up, and he would go out there with literally his loins on fire and pitch, because he didn't want to be comfortable at any moment.
Wow. Well, they say there's something different about the greats, and I would say that's extremely different, Cliff.
Yeah, well, and he also took human growth hormone too. But
so I had a similar experience, but it was the seniors playing pranks on me.
Sure, we all did. I've had Tiger Balm in my eye before.
on the freaking forehead part of my helmet, and I'm like, why is my head on fire? And then why are my legs on fire? And then you see the seniors over there cutting up laughing. And I'm like, I can't wait to get you guys back, because I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to do it by myself, and nobody's going to get mad at me, because you're not going to know it was me.
Man, pranks are so much fun, aren't they?
They're the best.
Yeah, Brandon and I go to church together, and we were getting ready. I'm sending my kids, the junior correspondent Graham and my daughter Amelia. They're off at camp right now, and our youth pastor, he was giving a talk to the parents on Sunday, and he said, hey, no major pranks. And my wife was sitting there, and she was like, no pranks at all. And I was like, no, no major prank.
Yeah, you got to have pranks, man. You know, as long as they're good fun.
That's what brings teams together.
That's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, what have you been watching on sports? You talk about being a fair weather Ole Miss fan.
Yeah.
Did you get to watch the
Every
Rebels?
Every bit of it, man. It was a heartbreak because I felt like they were right there, and just a couple of innings here and there, and things just went south, and they went way south. And you think about somebody like Annalise. When she gets on the mound, like you pretty well know that she's going to give you a great chance to win, better than average chance to win, all right? And then when you put Hunter Elliott on the mound, you're like, all right, Hunter Elliott's going to get the win. And that didn't happen for the Rebels. And that was surprising, too, in Game 2. But, and then, Bianco he's going through the bullpen there, just trying to find somebody to get some outs, and they just kept hitting, and that's that. And I love the College World Series, or even regionals to super regional, all the way up, because you get to see exciting, fun things like that, right? All right, we'll do this again. We're going to shout out to Lance Newman and the Troy Trojans.
Oh yeah, this is a pro Lance Newman radio show.
Well, if you'd invite him on, he might come, Cliff, and
he will,
and give us some wisdom here and help me with my baseball.
One of my favorite Lance Newman, things about him is that his love and appreciation for his old coach Keith Case. Keith coached him at Colin, and if you know Lance's story, Lance grew up. He had to overcome some things. He later in life, he had a great stepdad. He had an uncle that poured a lot into him, but his coaches were the male influences that he kind of clung to. And he tells a story about batter interference, a guy being in his way and him trying to throw it on a second, and Keith Case willing to come out and get tossed, arguing that the batter was in the way. And he said, he's like, my guy, talking about Lance, he's like, my guy is the best. Yeah. He's the best. And so the only way he didn't get that throw down there was if the guy was in his way. Yeah. And Lance is sitting there, and he hears his coach say he's the best.
Which is so uncharacteristic of Coach.
Of Coach Case. Yeah, and it makes his heart want to jump out of his chest. And Lance later went on and was a volunteer assistant for a little while there at Colin. And he told me, he said, I couldn't do it. And I said, why? He said, if I heard anybody say anything negative about Coach Case, I want to climb over the fence and fight him, And so Lance played at Colin, he played at Troy. Troy's still playing. It's kind of the crazy thing about the College World Series. A team like Georgia, red hot all year, and I believe they got eliminated last night by Oklahoma, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. And then to see Texas do what they did to them, which was not predicted, but again, it's kind of the March Madness of baseball season, and anything can happen, and it's just a ton of fun, super exciting. Even if I'm not into the teams that are playing, I may not watch the first 5 innings, but hey, 6th or 7th inning, I'm dialed in.
Yeah,
especially if it's close.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun to see what's gonna shake out. The NBA Finals ended up being really exciting. The Knicks, the first time in my lifetime and your lifetime, winning an NBA championship. Would not have wanted to be in New York City the other night when that was all going down. Excited that some people enjoyed being there. The NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals are over with, but we've got World Cup going on right now. I watched us beat Paraguay or Uruguay or whatever way we beat the other night. My friend Prentice Smith, he's one of my best friends. He's my next door neighbor. We talked about it on Y'all Sports. If you're looking for World Cup content, we've even got that on Y'all Sports.
Checking all the boxes.
We filmed a little quick show. It reminded me of the Brandon Shamatora Game of the Week with the energy that we had. I felt like somebody might pull a snake out at any moment. It was
when I saw you and Prentice on the video, my heart kind of sunk for a second. I was like, am I being replaced?
No, Brandon.
What's going on?
Brandon's so jealous. He's always worried that I'm replacing him. No, Brandon.
The best friends are jealous friends, man.
Yeah. Now you're talking about relationships. But yeah, we're
next week on Y'all Sports.
We're keeping up with that. We're keeping up with the World Cup. Did you watch any of the UFC at the White House lawn the other night?
Yeah, I saw enough.
There were a lot of knockouts.
Man, I think Trump probably rigged some of those. Like, it's got to be the best.
Yeah,
it's going to be the best.
It's the best.
The most knockouts.
It was the best orbital bone fracture you've ever seen. I loved Justin Gagey standing in the Oval Office looking at the Declaration of Independence before walking out. My son Graham and I went to Washington 2 years ago when he was a 7th grader. I was a chaperone for a field trip with the junior high, and we got a tour of the White House. And as the fighters were walking out, I was telling Graham, we stopped right there and took a picture, and now it's the walkout tunnel for the human cockfighting on the lawn of the White House. What a crazy time to be alive.
Oh, man. I've been to D.C. once, and I didn't make it to the White House, but went to the Capitol building and the National Mall, the whole deal. And I'll tell you what, next time I'll have a scooter or something.
We rode scooters.
It's worse than Disney World.
Yeah, it is a lot of walking.
We had Ramsey, and she was really small then, and so I couldn't really get on a scooter with her. And actually, Jordan was pregnant with Banks, and so we tried to limit the walking. And actually, Jordan got put on bed rest when we got home.
Oh,
so
man!
Just to tell you, don't go to D.C. while you're late in your term of pregnancy.
No, and look, we're getting close to the end, but I got to end it with this fun story. We go to the Capitol. We meet Cindy Hyde-Smith comes out and meets us to take a group picture. We've got 40 some odd 7th and 8th graders, bunch of chaperones. Great trip. The Quest group at Alexander Junior High, and so we go and Cindy comes down and she's speaking to them and she's telling them, "Hey, you're going to enjoy this so much. We're about to go on a tour of the Capitol and everything." And she says, "Well, we had been in D.C. for about a day and a half at that point." And she was like, "What was your favorite thing y'all did yesterday?" And 4 boys in the front, they know who they are. Their parents know who they are because I told them this. They said Top Golf. That night before, some had gone to Top Golf at the end of the night. I'm like, Top Golf? You got a Top Golf in Baton Rouge.
That's right.
We went to the Washington Monument.
Capitol.
We went to the Vietnam War Memorial. We saw the Dr. King Memorial. We saw the White House. And Top Golf was your favorite thing. It's man, teenagers, Brandon.
Yeah.
Wait till you get you a couple.
Gotta love them. They'll say anything, and most of the time they're telling the truth. And it
In
might
their
be
head.
hard to hear, but thanks to Cindy Hyde-Smith for taking you guys on that tour, but then also enduring what those kids had to say.
she laughed at it. She's a mom. She knows how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, hey, we've had a fun time. If you missed any of this episode, you can listen to the podcast. We had Elise Duncan on the show, and next week we'll have another exciting guest. We don't know who yet, but we'll be talking about sports in Southwest Mississippi because that's what we do here on Y'all's Sports Radio. See you on the sidelines of Southwest Mississippi.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.